Today I'm going to show you how to do a Texas style reverse seared chimichurri tri-tip on your offset smoker.
Like on top?
Happy 4th of July weekend over here from the great state of Texas. It's hot as balls, and I'm going to be cooking some tri-tip on the offset smoker. But first, we're going to trim this thing up. So just kind of go slowly. Anything that's hard needs to come right off. Try to make sure you go with the grain of the meat so you don't dig in between the fibers. There's a little bit more silver skin on here. I'm not going to be too much worried about it. I always like to get my salt on first. Get a nice cover, just a big chunk of meat so it could take the seasoning. To pat it in. We're going to sit here and let this salt kind of do its work. So I'm going to throw on the tri-tip king of California himself, Harry So. We're going to use some of his beef rub. Get a little pepper on here. Try and get as even as possible. You don't want it too peppery of bites. Try and get some along the sides. Too peppery, what am I talking about? Go buck wild. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the garlic here. A little bit of granulated garlic. Give it a little 1-2 pat. Get some of this magic Harry So rub on here. Placement on the pit is pretty important. You don't want to put it directly up against where your firebox is. You want to try and keep some space in between your meat and the heat. This thing was room temp whenever we brought it out here, so it shouldn't take too much time. Now that we got our meat on the pit, it is going to be time to go ahead and throw together our chimichurri, because what goes better with a piece of red meat that came off the grill with a little fire kiss to it than chimichurri? I don't think much does. First up, we have about a 1/2 cup of parsley, nice and finely chopped up, a 1/2 cup of oil. Yummy. Now, I like to give it a little bit of color. We're going to throw in some red peppers. 4 minced up garlic cloves in here. We've got some dried oregano. And we're going to go with 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Whip. We cannot forget about the salt and the pepper. Give it a nice little stir. It's about the consistency we're looking for there. Delicioso. After about an hour, let's do a little check. Take out the thermopan and see just where we are. We hit our internal target temp of 110, so I'm going to let it rest now for a few minutes, and then we're going to reverse sear it. Now that our tri-tip has been brought up to about 115 to 120 degrees internal, a little bit hotter than I would have liked. I let it rest for a little bit longer inside so the temp could come down a little bit faster. Now we're back down to about 90 degrees. We're going to throw it on, sear it off, and get a nice medium rare. There's the sound we're looking for. We normally do about 90 seconds on each side. We sure have some smell-o-vision on this. We're all good and rested up, so now it's time to cut into this bad boy. Wow. Oh yeah. Add a little chimichurri on top of it. We're golden.